Hey, so who do we have here and what did you do?
Brandon Wong. I just went undefeated at the Las Vegas Regionals today. It's like one of the first in real life Konami events in a long time.
What'd you play today?
I was playing Adventure PK. I played a kind of different list compared to the usual, like a more conservative, consistent list. That's what I would describe it as.
Oh, for sure. So do you have any shoutouts?
Yeah, shoutouts to all of the players from the Las Vegas area and all the players from the Modesto, Stockton, North California area. Because I lived in North California. I moved to Vegas and I moved back to North California. But I both of those guys, both those areas are like my close friends. Especially
sure.
the People's Card Shop in Las Vegas, Area 51 TCG in Modesto, Simple and Lucky Game Shop in Modesto, and Dragons Den Games in Stockton.
For sure. Do you want to go ahead and get into it?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so I play three boots. This is the best PK by far because it can special summon itself from your hand, and it's also a one-card verte, so that's important. Three Torn Scales. This card it's a good card. It used to be a much better card, but now that you're playing the Brave Token stuff, it's not as good to see this by itself. So I don't actually like this card the most. I could see myself playing two of it, and sometimes I do play two of it. Sometimes like I'm going second, I sat out the third one. Sometimes But that card's still a very essential card. The strongest part of that card is I can summon myself from you banish something, Something to be very. Two Cloak and one Gloves. I've played two of this before. I've played three of this before. I like these cards a lot because they are so self-sufficient by themselves. To just make like a one-card link to is really important with the Brigand. I love that play. But I did not play any of those this time. I just played two, and one is standard. I guess that most people have been playing. Well, also in the Japanese TCG, they only play one of this usually. But I like two of that card. That card's good. And then Adventure Engine monsters there. And that's basically all of my engine monsters. Here's going second cards, hand traps. So two Nib, two Ash, two Ogre. These are the strongest hand traps, like personally I think. And then the rest of the ones that I play one Lancia, one Bell, one Veiler, and one Imperm. I dislike this card in this deck a lot because you can't use Brigandine, but I have to play it because I'm playing Crossout, and it's like having a second Veiler anyways. But two Veilers would be a good number if I wasn't playing Crossout, for example. And this card is around a decent enough amount that I should be playing it now. And it's also level 3. I love level 3s are helpful sometimes. Then just the two Destiny Hero bricks. Then spells, well, still going a second card is Droplets, 3 Droplets. This card's really good in this deck because you can pitch cards that get a lot of value, like with the PKs and the Fog Blades and the Enchanters and the spells you play, that kind of stuff. So this card's really nice in this deck. And then Road of Foolish, Staples, 2 Destiny, this card's great, Staple, 3 Right, 1 Standard, Staple, and then, as I mentioned earlier, I play 2 Crossout and 1 Called By. All of the extra spots in my deck besides my engine are not used on account, they're used on hand traps, and winning the hand traps war against the opponent. Like when they try to hand trap me, I need to have this answer. Like if I can't get my Griffin up, like the Ogre on the Faithful, that's really important, to have like a Crossout or a Called By. I play 2 because seeing having 3 of this in your deck is not as good because you don't want to see 2, you want to see 1, so I play 2.
Sure.
But this is like having 3 because I have the Club Play. And then traps, I just play the 3 Fog Blades and the 1 Brigandine. This card is very essential, but the other ones like the wings and the
Sword.
the Greaves, like the other PKs, I don't play them because they are very bricky, and if you get to the point where you would need them, you're probably winning anyways because in this deck, like it's a really strong deck going first, but I mean you want to like minimize the number of bricks that you hard draw, that's important. And to that end, I play 44 cards. I usually play 40 cards in all of my decks, but I play 44 because this deck has a decent amount of one-ofs that you don't want to see, so that's that. The only really bad ones are the Destiny Heroes, honestly, but I also play stuff to mitigate that you'll see in a bit. Extra deck first, right? Yeah, extra deck. Extra. I don't remember what the order was I did last, but yeah. Almirage, Link Spider, this is super important. Never cut these. Verte DPE, because this makes any 1 PK make a DPE Verte play. That's really important. Low resource plays are much more important than high resource plays. Dark Dogda. I do not play Scythe, but I play Dogda because this card is really strong, like in general, because you can make like if you have 3 monsters at the end of your combo, you can make like Dogda and then use the PK trap and then trigger Dogda to set a Lancia or Scythe. I don't play Scythe because I don't want to draw it when I'm going second, and I don't think the card's very good unless you're like going first and you're winning anyways. So I just play the Dogda for Lancia mainly, but I do not do that like all the time or anything. It's just like the 15th card basically is the Dogda. Unicorn Access Code, these are staple. Zeus Downard. Some people don't play this. You have to play this because it's a low resource play. You banish a Fogway to summon Break Sword, and that's it from the graveyard. You can main phase 2 Downard Zeus, and that is really important to just have that play in your arsenal. And Levier, Break Sword, just one of each is fine. Those cards are really good, obviously, in this deck. The main purpose is just to make sure your Torrential goes to grave again. And then the core Link monsters I play is Cherubini and Bardies, which are standard, and then sorry, you just Skull Dread. There's a combo with, if you open 2 level 3s, you can make this easily while still under Griffin, and you can use it to shuffle back Destiny Heroes, shuffle back the Brave Equip spell, and then you can, like, when your opponent summons, you can search the Brave Equip spell again. But it's mostly, you make this, like, post-siding going first when it's, like, you have your, like, powerful side cards in that you want to hard draw into, and you can, like, shuffle back your Destiny Heroes to get extra value and sculpt your hand against your opponent's deck and nothing know what they're playing.
Yeah, that's for sure different than, you don't see a lot of people.
Yeah,
playing
this
that.
is something that I basically innovated myself in this deck. No one else has played that, but I think it's really good. Like, this is like putting cards from your hand back to your deck is something I missed from the DP Charvia deck that I played before that I played the PK deck, and that is how I brought it back, is with this card.
Oh, just glorified for Jet.
Yeah. And then side deck, 2 Drolls, the second and third Lancia, and the third Nib. These are the hand traps in my side deck. This card is basically for like one of the decks that I'm more scared of. Well, for the decks I'm more scared of, like the base deck and the Brave 10E deck. These are really strong against those decks. In the mirror match, it's okay, the Droll, but I prefer the Lancia if I could choose. I don't always put these in versus the mirror match. It just depends on how I'm feeling at the time. But I mean, those are the hand traps I have on my side. I don't really want to fit 3 of it that bad because you don't want to see 2 of it. You just want to see 1 of it. So, yeah. Going first cards in the side, I play 2 Judgments and I play 3 anti-spells. I was playing 2 of this before when I had a lower deck count. Like, I played 42 sometimes with this deck, or 40 before. But I have 3 with 44 to make sure I can see it more easily. And these are the main cards I'm digging for with Saryuja when I'm going first. Like, especially this card. This card is so strong because you just, like, use DP's effect in the end phase and then flip this in the draw phase, and they cannot droplet your DP or negate it with anything at all. Like, they can only play like a Called By or something, but usually they take that out going second. And even if they have it, like I might have like Lancia or something, you know, or like Griffin to negate the Called By.
Right.
And then back row hate cards, just 3 Twisters, Duster, and Reboot. You need to make sure you have a quick play back row hate card though, because the Prank Kids matchup, the Fusion is only in the main phase. So I mean, like, that's the main reason, but there's also like the Shut All Schism and the random stuff like that has to be in the main phase. So, and also the opponent's anti-spells. So make sure you have a quick play backward destruction. And I can't play Cosmic because they're going to play Lancia because I'm playing PK. So this has to be it.
Right.
And that's my deck.
So how was your tournament experience overall?
It was great. I mean, going up into this tournament, I was losing a lot of dice rolls, and he knows because he's my friend. He, like, at the locals, I would lose a lot of dice rolls recently. But this tournament, I managed to win like a decent number of them, and it was pretty nice to have that going my way for once. And it wasn't really like my matches were like completely dice roll dependent either. Like, I won a lot of times going second too, obviously, because I have a lot of hand traps and droplets. And like, I did Veiler the guy and blew him out round 6. That was really nice. Yeah, that was how it went generally. I mean, I played a lot of Prank Kids. One Brave 10E deck, 1 mirror match. I think I played maybe 2 or 3 Prank Kids total or something. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah. Any changes you think you would have made?
No.
Anything you missed?
Not really. I like my deck the way it is. It's kind of different than other people play the PK deck, but I've been playing it like that with no extended. I played more like an OCG inspired list, you know, with a lot. Like they're focusing on max either, but I'm still focusing on hand traps, you know, and crossouts for other hand traps.
Well, thank you, Brandon. Again, congrats. We're probably going to see you again here in a couple of weeks. So thank you for everything, and signing out.